Oh, hi guys. Welcome in, everybody. What's going on? Happy Thursday night, Thursday happy hour. Welcome on in. Let's get this Instagram feed popping. Welcome on in, everybody. We're going to be talking about, I got my little drink right here. We're going to be talking about Real Housewives. All the tea, all the dish. We're going to be talking about Real Housewives of New Jersey, which aired last night. Hi, everybody on Instagram land. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Let's try to frame this up a little. Just put on some chapstick because my lips were hella chapped. All right, welcome on in, everybody. So let's talk Real Housewives. What do we want to start with? Real Housewives of New York? Do we want to talk about New Jersey, New York, or Beverly Hills? Whoever wants to jump in first and take a vote of Jersey, Beverly Hills. I have some Beverly Hills tea, but I think I want to save it a little later so that, you know, when a little more people come in, we can spill that Beverly Hills tea, because I have some good tea, and I don't know if I want to release it now or if I want to release it on Monday's episode. Okay, so I have one vote for New York and one vote for New Jersey. Let's start with New York because I feel like New Jersey is going to be a much bigger conversation, and then I'll save the Beverly Hills tea for the end. But I actually think you're going to like the Beverly Hills tea, or at least some of you may, based off some of the DMs that we've shared. So so let's start with New York. So did we love the trailer? Yes or no? I actually took a poll on the Instagram to see like who actually enjoyed the trailer. I thought the trailer was really fun, but I don't think that the actual season is going to be that great. I know that's an unpopular opinion because everyone's like, oh my God, I love Real Housewives of New York. It is the bomb.com, and everybody, like, I get it. Real Housewives of New York has set the bar very high for a lot of the franchise. However, I didn't think last season was great. There was no central storyline. We didn't have a Bethenny or a Dorinda to really push things forward. And so I don't know. I think we're going to be a little disappointed because you can tell that there's no real central storyline. There's no central figure. Like, it just feels like it's going to be a lot of like last season where it was just this like disjointed, a lot of like, what do they call it? Never before seen footage. You know, at the end of the season, they do never before seen footage, and it's just like a lot of random fun sort of clips. That's what last season of Real Housewives of New York really felt like. It felt like a lot of random clips with no real central storyline or like anything pulling us forward. It is nowhere to go. Sonia is not worth it. Oh, poor Sonia. She is having a really rough time, isn't she? But it's like, we can only see Sonia drunk and stupid for so long. You know what I mean? We can only see Luann be delusional for so long. Like, if we want to watch them be like that, we'll go and watch the old seasons of Real Housewives of New York. We don't need to watch this new season. So, based off of Zipol, because there was Zipol, let's not watch me. I want to see, oh my goodness, why can I not see? Oh, well. Looked like, based off of the poll that I posted on the Instagram, which for whatever reason does not want to pull up on my little iPad here. It looks like most of you were looking forward to Real Housewives of New York. I think like 98% of people were interested in seeing the new season of Real Housewives of New York, which, like, cute, but I'm not jumping for joy. I'm not like super excited to see the new season. I have high hopes. I think Ebony is going to be a great addition, but meh. But let's talk about the Bethenny of it all, because Bethenny, the same day that the trailer dropped, Bethenny confirmed her engagement and confirmed that her divorce had been finalized. Where a lot of people are like, hold up, wait a minute, that was very calculated. I agree, Beth. Bethenny drama was the best drama, and I think Real Housewives of New York was, and will forever be the strongest when Bethenny is on the show. I know that's a hot opinion. Not a lot of people like it, but tis what it is. With Bethenny, though, I actually think that she intentionally she intentionally confirmed her. Ooh, did I just break that? She intentionally confirmed her divorce to Jason Hoppy has been finalized, and what the hell just happened here? Hold on, technical difficulties. How did that literally just happen? This has never happened in like my entire podcasting career. This is why I miss being in the studio, because the tech man is usually here to fix it for me. Okay, let's just do this. Okay, so Bethenny, I think intentionally released it because her divorce was finalized back in January. So this isn't a new thing. Her divorce wasn't just finalized around the same time that we happened to release the trailer. It wasn't coincidental. Her divorce to Jason Hoppy was finalized 2 months ago. And her engagement to Paul, there was speculation about it over the weekend. So at least a few days had gone by where there were photos of her at the beach where you see a ring on her finger and people were like, oh, is she actually engaged? And is it to Paul? Because she never really reconfirmed that her and Paul were back together. So I think it was a very calculated move. A lot of people seem to agree that they thought it was a calculated move. What are we drinking? It was a great promo. Maybe another spinoff. I don't think they're giving Bethenny another spinoff. I think she really went in deuces and was like, screw Bravo, you know, with her announcement, the way that she left Real Housewives of New York. I think she so bombed their release. Yeah, I agree, Sandy. She totally bombed their release. I don't think she's ever coming back to Real Housewives, nor do I think Bravo would give her a spinoff, because I think at this point she's burned that bridge. She's like not been nice to Bravo. She's constantly shitting on the new seasons of Real Housewives of New York. So I don't think that that's going to be a reality that's going to be happening anytime soon. Hi, Evelyn. Hello from Palm Desert. Wow. How's Palm Desert? Who's drinking with me tonight? Because I can't be drinking alone. I'm drinking some Ball's vodka. I put some of that emergency packet in there because it's vitamin C and like I don't want to be hungover tomorrow. Not that Ball's get you hungover, but like I just, you know, we need vitamin C right now. We're in a pandemic. We want to keep our immune systems healthy. Okay, so that's New York. Let's talk about New Jersey. Has anybody changed their opinion about Jackie versus Teresa? Because at this point, I feel like I'm starting to get annoyed with Jackie. I feel like she is kind of killing it for me now. Like I was very team Jackie, and like Teresa is a hot mess, and Teresa should definitely not have brought it up at Evan's birthday party. I was on that train. Hi, D Ochoa. Hi from, where is that? Oh, I think that was supposed to be Rhode Island, but it says Rhodesia Island. So I got thrown off. Okay, what are we drinking? D is drinking some red wine tonight. Anybody else drinking vodka with me? Or are we all doing one? Because now I'm gonna feel like an alcoholic. If you're drinking a hard seltzer, I'm not gonna lie. Evelyn says, no, definitely annoyed with Jackie. I agree with you, Team Teresa. Okay, hold on, Evelyn. That's a very hot take. I don't know if I would say Team Teresa, but I'm team currently annoyed with Jackie. Like the whole redo birthday party, stupid, dumb, fetching for a storyline. Ooh, Beth is drinking Wild Roots vodka, apple cinnamon vodka. I love that one. And we've DM'd about that, Beth. And that is delicious. Wild Roots, apple cinnamon. I wish I had some. I wish there was like a liquor store that carried it around me and I didn't have to order it online, because that is freaking delicious. Vodka is my favorite too. Lee, Bevy. Okay. Real Housewives of New Jersey. I think that the next episode is going to be the big episode. I haven't seen a preview, and they didn't show previews after this last episode but I think it's going to be the episode where Melissa freaks out and because I was rewatching the trailer. And if you rewatch the trailer, there's a moment where she freaks out. Let me actually pull up the trailer and we can watch it. Well, you can hear the audio of it. We'll kind of sort of watch it together-ish right now on the live.
Nasty bitch.
Okay, we saw the nasty bitch.
I don't even understand.
This is the next episode. The big drama. I think the next big episode is going to be the big drama. The table flip again, but from Melissa back.
It was all a dream until it wasn't.
Because if you're watching most of this trailer for the new season, most of what's shown in the trailer has already happened. We've already seen it on the show. 11 a.m. here in Australia. I'll pour myself a scotch and Coke. Get it, Sandy. Okay, I guess I don't have to make you relive through all of this. But my point is that big Melissa freak out moment is what's going to be happening is what's going to be coming up and happening in the next episode. I know we don't have too many details about what the next episode is going to be, but it's going to be the big explosion blowout with Teresa versus Joe, which I kind of agree. Teresa's being an asshole, and I don't really like her. That's why I can't really get on board with you and say Team Teresa. Sandy says, well, say that I've been up since 4 a.m. because I've been fishing, caught lots too. Yum, cook that fish tonight, girl, get it. All right, any other thoughts about New Jersey? Is anybody gonna be buying any of Juicy Joe's vibrators? I don't know of any of the celebrity vibrators or the celebrity endorsed vibrators. I don't know if Juicy Joe is the one that I'm gonna be like ordering. Not that I order any vibrators, and not that I even own a vibrator. I actually have a small one that was sent to me as a free gift. It's like a little pocket rocket. Yeah, hell no. Yeah, I agree. I don't think anybody's lining up to get Italian vibrators from Joe Giudice. I thought it was great that what husband do you like best? Oh, come on. That's an easy one. Who asked that? Anna. Anna asked, what husband do I like the best? That's going to be Evan, because Evan is hot. I would be sleeping with Evan in the gym bathroom. Like, I'm just going to say that. I'm going to say it confidently. I'm going to say it proudly. Why does my screen keep dipping? I'm new to this live thing, you guys. This is my second live ever, so please bear with me. My favorite house husband has to be Evan. I would do him in 2 seconds. I would do him in the gym showers. I would do him on the treadmill for everybody to watch. I just think he's freaking hot. Is anybody else? I also, you know, it's really interesting because I saw this thing. I think it was Hollywood Leon or It's Terrible podcast. I don't remember if it was Frank. Okay, we'll circle back to Frank in a minute. So Leon on his Instagram account posted this thing about like who he would rather want to smoke a joint with, and who he would want to have a drink with, and who he would want to sleep with, or who he would be most interested in having sex with. And so I was thinking, originally I was like, Evan's the one that I would totally sleep with. But I'm thinking, I don't know if Evan's actually that great in bed. I think Evan is really hot, but I think I would actually be interested in sleeping with Joe Gorga, because I feel like Joe Gorga would be pulling out all the stops. You know what I mean? He wouldn't even need Joe Giudice's Italian dildo. He would be pulling out all the stops. He would like go down on you for hours. He would be like downtown Judy Brown, and he would be like making sure you were a queen. He would also like want to make sure you give him like 18 blowjobs a night, but like I think he would be the most attentive in bed. I think Frank is a player. Beth brought up Frank. I think Frank is a player, and I don't know if I might hit it for a night. I'm not even gonna lie. I might hit it for a night. Red Sox Sarah, Teresa's an asshole. Couldn't have said it better myself. I agree. Teresa is an asshole, and Melissa called her out on it. I'm like, finally, Melissa, you do something that we actually enjoy on camera, other than create fake storylines. Sorry, not sorry. Do you agree Denise's husband was hot? Oh, Aaron. Oh, okay. So I thought when you asked that question, you were just talking about New Jersey. But if we're opening it up, if we're going to mention it all and include all housewives, I have to say Aaron is a hottie patati. However, I didn't love Aaron in this most recent season where he was smashing Denise's hand, and we can see that he has a little bit of that aggressive, like possibly borderline abusive side to him, where I think he's probably a little more controlling than he gave off on camera. I said what I said, and I meant it. What other house husbands would you be banging? Let me know. Absolutely Joe Gorga. See, I'm telling you, Joe Gorga just gives off this sexual energy that like exudes horniness. Aaron, I think is hot. Aaron, Evan, Joe Gorga. Those are our top 3. Is that who we're doing? We're not doing like Apollo or Mauricio. No, nobody wants an Apollo or Mauricio. Lady T841, Joe Gorga is such a total caveman. Melissa is boring and needs to go. This is paradise. Melissa is boring and needs to go, shielding behind her husband and Teresa. Let's be honest. Melissa has no real storyline. Oh, court's voting. Oh, Harry Hamlin. Own it, baby. Harry Hamlin. Okay, this lighting needs to figure its shit out right now. Harry Hamlin is cute. I wouldn't say Harry Hamlin is like panty dropper gorgeous. I think Mauricio's hot. I'm losing interest in Mauricio though. Now that we have like other hot house husbands, now that we have Aaron, now that we have Evan, I just think, yes, I agree, Red Sox there. Mauricio is a pothead. And potheads, I just don't feel like are very great in bed. I just feel like they're very lazy. They're very slow. Amanda says, I love Frank. Him and Dolores need to figure it out. Oh, see, Amanda, we're voting for who we're going to do in bed. Unless you're talking about you want to do a threesome with Frank and Dolores, I think you misplaced your vote. But I agree, Dolores and Frank do need to get back together. Anything else about Jersey before we move over to Beverly Hills? Because I got a little Beverly Hills tea as well. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Who's BR Binder? Let's talk about Southern Charm. Okay. If we're going to bring in other Bravo Lebs, then I have to say my ideal threesome is Craig and Austin. Hands down, let's be honest, nobody's doing Whitney. Nobody's interested in Thomas Ravenel. Let's just say it right now. Judgment, verdict, Craig and Austin. Downtown Judy Brown, boom, boom in the bedroom. Sold. Sold. Shep? No, Beth, I can't do Shep. Nobody's reading Shep's book and nobody is enjoying having sex with Shep. Let's just say that. I'm sure Shep is that player dude that knows that he can get girls and he knows the girls are going to throw themselves at him. So he's not necessarily going to be great in bed, which is why I don't think Evan's going to be that great in bed. Pringle, Shep, Pringle for sure. Pringle, oh my gosh, John Pringle. John Pringle's a cutie patootie. I would do John too, but I think at the top of my list. How did we end up on Southern Charm? We were talking about house husbands. Joe, those Italians know how to enjoy the pleasures in life. Sandy, okay, Sandy. Lady T841, Frank is cute, but I wouldn't do him. Frank is cute, but I feel like Frank also knows all the tricks. Frank would be a good one-night stand, but I don't think Frank is going to be a regular booty call, nor do I think Frank is the dating type. Okay. Anything else about the storyline in Jersey? Because we got very sexual tonight, which is what happens when you give me some vodka. I may have a date later, you guys. Let's just say that. Okay, anything about Jersey before we close out Jersey? Okay, so we've established Teresa's an asshole. We don't like Teresa. What else do we got? Whitney Rose's husband for daring. Oh, Whitney Rose. I was thinking Whitney from Southern Charm for dating. Whitney Rose's husband for dating. He seems like a really nice guy. For a second, I thought you were talking about Whitney from Southern Charm, and I was like, hold up, wait a minute. Who? No, thank you. You're about to get kicked out of the live chat. Is Jackie fired for sure? Are we certain? Lady T841. I don't know if Jackie is fired for sure. I don't think, well, here's the thing. This is my prediction when I was one of the first people to break the news about Teresa and Jackie way before the trailer came out. Not bitter about it, I promise. Maybe a little bit. Anyway, Jackie, I do know that Real Housewives of New York production is looking to shake things up on the cast. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing necessarily, because, Teresa crying about Nona was really sad. Listen, for everyone that's been listening to my podcast, you know I just lost my grandmother. I literally had a whole freak out moment with one of my friends that was so insensitive with me today, and I had to completely cut her out because anyway, she was judging my grieving process, which is a really hard thing to do. So watching Teresa go through the grieving process of her father is really, really challenging because if you've lost a parent, it's different. Your whole life, your whole outlook, all of it it changes you and it changes your perspective. It changes your priorities and it changes who you are. But so I do have a really soft spot for Teresa when it comes to her dad. And when, thank you guys. Thank you. Everyone does grieve differently. I agree. When it comes to Teresa losing Nono, Dolores made a comment today about Teresa on the show that really made me kind of feel for Teresa. And that was that Teresa is a survivor. Teresa's a hustler. Teresa's gone to prison. Teresa's gotten divorced. Teresa's had to raise her girls on her own. She's had to pay off all of this debt that she's lost both of her parents. She's on a reality show, which just opens you up to so much scrutiny that I actually really felt for Teresa even though we love to hate her on the show, I really felt for her after this week's episode. And when you listen to Dolores break it down with everything that Teresa's been through, she's still an asshole. Let's be clear. She's still an asshole, and what she did to Jackie and Evan this season was wrong. But she is a survivor, and she has overcome a lot. And you have to give the girl credit for that. You really do. Jackie would be great as a friend to the show. She's too uninteresting to be a full-time. What it is about Jackie is I don't think she gives enough full-time. So let's circle back to Jackie potentially being fired, because it was Jackie and Dolores, right? That's the rumors, that Jackie and Dolores probably won't be coming back for another season. So when it comes to the rumor, Jackie's potentially on the chopping block because, and we see this happen, that when the housewives get a big ego and they want to skip out on trips and they want to skip out on outings because they're like, oh, I don't want to see this person and blah, 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 blah. That's when you see that they're being difficult to work with, or, you know, they're not really playing ball. They're not showing up to their scheduled tapings. And it's just like, when you don't show up to do your job, you can't be upset when you get fired. So I think for me, when it comes to Jackie, I'm kind of okay if we lose her. I think the cast that we have in place right now, last season they killed it. This season they're killing it, but it's really hard to sustain that. I don't think you can sustain it for 3 seasons straight. I think you have to mix things up and shake up the dynamic a little bit. And I think that's what they were trying to do with this new Michelle person that is just super thirsty. Like, she, you know, needs a gallon of water on, you know, hour by hour, because the thirst is real, you guys. And I'm not feeling her. And I don't think any of her intentions were genuine last week when she brought up the whole Joe didn't pay my husband deal. Whatever. Life's too short. Be good and enjoy it. I agree. Is Jackie fired? Jackie's not fired for sure. So when it comes to renegotiating contracts, that doesn't happen until the last few weeks of the season, when part 2 and 3 for the reunion are airing. So it's going to be a while before we even know. They're not even taping the Jersey reunion yet, I don't think. So it's going to be a while before we actually have any concrete casting news. I think Jackie's name has been thrown around because, like I said, she hasn't really been showing up for her job. She doesn't seem to be gelling very well with the other women because of her issues with Teresa. And so I don't have high hopes for Jackie coming back. I think even Dolores and Teresa might be nearing their end. I think Margaret is going to be around for a while. I think Jennifer Aydin is going to be around for a while. I think they bring too much. They bring heat, they bring drama, they bring lifestyle. Margaret brings the business lifestyle, which we really need in these housewife shows. And Jennifer Aydin brings in more of that glitz and, I don't want to say class, but she definitely brings the money, for sure. Not the class, but definitely the money. Melissa definitely uses Teresa for storylines. I agree with you, Felipa. Do you think Potomac will have the same issue? Like, do you think they're due for a flop season? I think Potomac is going to have a flop season next season. I think last season, season 3, from what I've heard, I didn't watch it, but I heard that season 3 was the best season originally. Sorry. Season 4 was their best. Season 3 was good. Season 4 was good. And season 5 is where they really hit it out of the ballpark with the whole Monique versus Candace drama. So I think that is going to... What it is when you have a really great season like that, the bar gets set so high that everything else in comparison really just doesn't compare. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like, I like Margaret's friend Lexi. I think Lexi's fine. I don't think she's a hardcore housewife sort of vibe though, Court. But thanks. But yeah, I think Potomac 5 was so epic. It was so good that I don't know if anything can follow up with that, especially without Monique. I think Monique was a really strong character on the show that replacing her on Potomac is going to be really challenging. I agree with you, lady. Robin needs to go. I think Giselle is even possibly reaching the end of her time. I actually like Ashley Darby and I like Karen. And I think her and Monique, great. I don't think we needed to lose Monique, and I think the show might suffer as a result of it. I know a lot of people have strong feelings about Monique. We have to realize, though, even the housewives we love to hate, even the villains, have a core role on these shows that make them successful. And without them, they fall flat. Okay, should we talk about Real Housewives? What did you think of the... you came late to the party. We already talked about the Real Housewives of New York trailer. Again, I'll repeat this for anyone that wasn't here at the top of the call. I think the trailer was really fun. I think it was really funny. It didn't show any core drama. It didn't show any hard hitters, and it didn't show any central storyline that we're going to have to follow. So I don't think it's going to be a great season. I think Real Housewives of New York has gone into the category of what Summer House used to be 2 seasons ago, or of what Southern Charm or Below Deck, like what those shows kind of are. They're not the meat of Bravo, but they have a fun element. You can be cooking and listening and sort of loosely watching in the background, and that's fine. You know what I mean? It's not a total boner killer, but like, it's not going to be what you really look forward to every week. It's going to be background sort of television that's a little mindless when we need to tune out. I don't think it's going to be a great season of Real Housewives of New York. From what I've heard, it's really not connected. There isn't any central storyline, and it's not going to be anything great. Hopefully, Ebony can bring a fresh air of light, but when you lose Bethenny and you lose Dorinda, you lose the anchors of the show, which I've discussed with Ryan Bailey on my podcast. You lose the anchor, and it doesn't hold. I think Heather coming back is she's only doing cameos. She's not a friend of. She only does a couple of cameos, but I think bringing Heather back was actually a smart move, and I think Heather is going to be great for the show this season. Karen, hello, cute boy. Care from UK. Hello. Lose Teresa. I think Teresa's time on Real Housewives of New Jersey is ending. Okay, we are reaching the half-hour mark. We're 26 minutes in, so we only have a few minutes left before we have to close out. I do want to talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but before we do, who is looking forward to the new season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? And who caught my interview with Ronald Richards this week? Thoughts? Erica needs to go. I hear you, and I don't hear you, Anna. I think Erica is going to be on for a while. It depends on how she performs this season. Because again, we need those housewives that we love to hate that keep the show moving. Like Lisa Rinna. We'd love to hate Lisa Rinna, but if it weren't for Lisa Rinna, the show would be dull. I agree. Erica's a scumbag is a little harsh. I'm trying to give Erica a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. Thank you. My interview with Ronald Richards, I loved it. It was so good. I think Erica has an opportunity. I agree. Con woman, scumbag. I hear you guys. I'm trying to give her a little bit of the benefit of the doubt because I think that there's a chance that she was the housewife that would love to play dumb because her lifestyle was too good. However, the way that she is, thank you guys for the compliments on my Ronald Richards interview. The issue with Erica that I'm starting to have is she's not showing any remorse, where it's starting to look like maybe she was a con woman. Maybe she is a bit of a scumbag because she is showing no remorse. And I get it. I think in her brain, she also sees herself as a victim. Because I don't believe she was as complicit or as knowledgeable as people want to believe that she is, but I think that she was willfully ignorant. It's easy to keep your head in the clouds. It's easier to dig your head in the sand and pretend like you don't see or hear anything, and I think that was the easy thing for her to do so she didn't get caught up, is she was like, I'm not going to look, I'm not going to pay attention, my bills are getting paid, my music is taking off, I have housewives, I have glam, I'm good. I'm not going to ruffle any feathers. My husband's a shark. He knows what he's doing. He's taking care of business. I don't think she knew as much as we want to believe that she knew, but I believe this new season wouldn't be as successful without her. I will say that. Okay, so now I'm going to spill a little tea that I was going to wait to spill on Monday. In what? Ooh, so many comments coming on the Instagram. Okay, hold on. I think she is saving it for the show. I agree. I think she's saving it for the show too. If the other girls go at Erica and mention it all, it will be a good season. Beverly Hills has a problem of no one wanting to get messy. Looking forward to it. Who cares about the divorce? Okay, so how do I close this? Okay, anyway. Ronald Richards' interview is how I found you. I loved it. Thank you so much, Sherry. It was a really great interview. I have Emily D. Baker, who is another lawyer. She got a little shaded by Ronald Richards in this recent interview, but Emily's going to be on my show next weekend. So DM me, slide into the DM, send me your questions that you have for Emily D. Baker. So any follow-ups to the Girardi cases, the Girardi scandal, send me those questions. Don't send them in the live chat because I won't be able to save them, but send them in DMs. That way I have them ready. We're taping our interview on Monday. It'll air on Wednesday, Emily D. Baker. So it's a follow-up to the deep dive that I've been doing into the Girardis. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. This is what I know so far. Sutton, I'm predicting, has earned her diamond. After her performance last season and after what I've heard of her performance this season, to the point earlier about calling out Erica, Sutton has called out Erica and is really kind of stirring that pot. Whereas at the beginning, when the season was kind of taping and all the Erica stuff was starting to break, all of the women were really rallying behind Erica. Nobody wanted to really touch it or ruffle feathers. So it was really like everyone was just kind of rallying behind her and supporting her because they didn't want to turn it into another sort of Lisa Vanderpump season or Denise Richards season where it seemed like everybody was ganging on one person. Even though if there was ever an opportunity or a time to gang on one person, this was the season that could have really been successful and the fans would have really been supportive of that. But so all of the women were rallying behind Erica, except for Sutton. And Sutton pushes a lot of the conversation. Sutton asks a lot of the questions that we all want to know. I think Sutton's smart in that way, where she realized with her confessionals last season that like she was the voice of the fans in some of like the commentary that she gave. And so that's exactly where she's at right now with the women and with the Erica scandal, because she is pushing the conversation. Apparently she has a bunch of other, or not a bunch, but she has other little tips. This probably isn't going to be her hero season. She may come off a little bit like a villain depending on the edit. I just know what I know and what I heard. I haven't seen the edit or the cuts of anything. So based off of what I heard, she may either come off as the hero of the season, more like Dorit was last season, not the hero, but like where we had a turning point with her where we really liked her because she stood firm in her position. It wasn't the common, it wasn't what we all kind of commonly were expecting or thinking, but I think Sutton definitely, I'm going to say it right now and I'll say it on Monday's podcast. I think Sutton has earned her diamond. So quote me on that. I don't want Hollywood Life to steal another scoop from me and claim it as their own, but I'm predicting that Sutton has earned her diamond for this next season. And I believe that she's from what I've heard, she's coming in strong. And also what I hear is, so last year it took 4 weeks in between the drop of the Real Housewives of New York the drop of the trailer for Real Housewives of New York. And there was 4 weeks in between when they dropped the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills trailer. I hear that it is only going to be about a 2-week gap. So we're probably going to have from what I hear, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills trailer is going to drop after Easter. So that week after Easter is when we're going to get the Beverly Hills trailer, which is going to be coming in 2 weeks. That is the plan, which with the prediction, usually it's 4 to 6 weeks out from the trailer drop to when the premiere is, sometimes a little longer, which is usually the case with New York. That's why they dropped New York so much earlier. But if that's the case, then we're probably going to get the new season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills the 3rd or 4th week of April is what May. Not April, May. 3rd or 4th week of May, because the 1st week of May is when we're getting the New York premiere. So I'm assuming there's going to be at least a 2 to 3 week gap from when we get the Beverly Hills premiere. So Beverly Hills is premiering in May along with New York, and the trailer is going to be dropping right after Easter. Get ready, mark your calendars, send me your questions for Emily D. Baker, and let's do it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Any closing thoughts before we wrap this up and I go get laid tonight? JK. If not, how do you think Crystal will fit in, and do you think Garcelle will last? I think Garcelle will last because Bravo needs Garcelle to last. I was one of the first people to know about Crystal Minkoff joining the show, which I was really excited about. I think Crystal is definitely going to do really well. From what I've heard, she brings the housewife vibe, she brings glitz, she brings glam, she brings perspective and culture to the show. She's very open about her culture on the show. and I think it's going to be good. I don't know how great Kathy Hilton's going to do. I think Kathy Hilton's going to be like Kim Richards' friend of sort of vibes. It's not going to be amazing, but we're going to have a lot of fun little moments and maybe a little drama here or there. But thank you guys for joining me. I look forward to Crystal. From what I heard, Crystal does really well for her first season, and we'll probably have a diamond again in the next seasons to come. Kyle Richards, I agree with some of you guys, I think is reaching her end. I think she isn't giving as much, and I don't think she needs to give as much anymore. She gave a lot at the beginning, and now it's just like at this point, she's, I think, done, and she's moved on, and she's, you know, Holly in the Valley. Thanks, Zack. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. You can follow me at Just Plain Zack. That's my personal account. I post funny videos and stuff about me. Follow at No Filter with Zack on Instagram for all the latest show news and reality TV world. Follow the YouTube. I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on Instagram at No Filter with Zack and youtube.com/JustPlainZack. All the videos, all the podcast stuff is out there. So subscribe to #NoFilterWithZackPeter. We're available everywhere. iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. Get ready. Lots of fun stuff. Amy, you match your kitchen. Aw, thank you. Yes, you said it first. Sutton gets her diamond. I believe Sutton is going to get her diamond. Thank you guys so much. I promise that as the lives continue, I will figure out this lighting situation and it'll all work out eventually. But thank you. This is my second one. I'll see you next Thursday, 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. I will see you next week. All right, guys. Ciao for now. Bye. Love you. Love you, love you, love you. Love you, love your podcast. What do you think of LBP dropping the tea on Erica? I thought that was juicy, and I was secretly here for, or not even secretly, I was high-key here for all of it. Oh, Kaylee, thank you. Love you too. All right, bye, guys. Ciao for now. Bye, guys.